The rain hadn't stopped for 3 Earth days. Thunder rolled through the murky forest of Epsilon V, a wild, uncolonized world at the edge of the known galaxy. Lightning cracked across the purple sky, illuminating the wreckage of a small scout vessel half buried in the mud. Inside the shattered cockpit, a young alien woman stirred. Her skin, once a soft, glimmering blue, was now streaked with dirt and blood. She coughed, her lungs burning with smoke and fear. Her name was Kaelari, a Zalari scout sent to map this wild planet. Now her ship was broken, her comms were dead, and she was utterly alone. She stumbled out into the storm, her four-fingered hands trembling as she clutched her injured side. The rain soaked her silver suit instantly. The muddy ground gave way beneath her bare feet. Somewhere in the trees, something howled. She was not only alone, she was being hunted. Scene 2. A different world. Miles away, deep in an underground shelter, Ethan Riker watched the sensors with narrowed eyes. He was a ranger from Earth's outpost Theta, assigned to monitor atmospheric conditions and wildlife patterns on Epsilon V. He lived alone. Chose to, really. After losing his family during the Mars quarantine, solitude was easier than pretending he could still connect with others. But today was different. An emergency beacon flickered across his screen. Crash landing, he muttered. Zone 7B. No other ships scheduled. He grabbed his rifle and a thermal cloak. The storm outside didn't scare him. What did, though, was what might have survived the crash. Scene 3. Predator in the dark. Kaelari huddled beneath the twisted roots of a massive tree, trying to slow her breathing. The creature hunting her was close. It was quadrupedal, its eyes glowed green in the dark, and its breath steamed in the cold air. Every time she moved, it followed. Her translation implant flickered but couldn't lock onto any local dialects. She was stranded, her voice useless here. And she was so cold. Then, a noise. Something heavy moving through the woods, but not the beast. Footsteps. Humanoid. She shrank further into the roots. She didn't know if this world's sentience were friend or foe. Zalari history was full of betrayal from other races. The beast snarled. Closer now. Suddenly, a crack echoed through the trees. Another crack. The creature squealed in pain. She heard its body hit the ground hard, twitching. Then silence. She peeked from the roots, blinking through the rain. A tall figure in a dark, weatherproof cloak stood nearby, holding a sleek rifle. His face was partially obscured, but his body was clearly human. He saw her. She froze. He lowered the gun slowly, carefully. His voice was rough but not hostile. You okay? He asked. Of course, she didn't understand the words. But the tone. Then, he did something she did understand. He knelt, set his weapon aside, and reached out his hand. Palm open. No threat. Just warmth. Scene 4. Shelter. Ethan guided her back to his outpost slowly. She limped, leaning against him. She didn't speak, but he could see the intelligence in her luminous eyes. They were a brilliant amethyst, flecked with silver. Inside, the warmth hit her like a physical blow. He gave her a towel, then left the room to give her space. When he returned, she was curled on the floor by the heater, half asleep, still clutching the towel like armor. He placed a protein bar and some water nearby. She sniffed the bar suspiciously, then tasted it. Her reaction was surprised delight. He chuckled. She looked at him and tilted her head. Ethan, he said, pointing to his chest. A beat. Then she mimicked the motion. Kaelari. Kaelari, he repeated. She smiled, small and uncertain. Scene 5. Days of learning. They couldn't speak, not really, but communication grew day by day. Ethan modified a translation device using his AI assistant. With some luck, it began learning Kaelari's language. She, in turn, studied his speech patterns carefully. She was clearly advanced in linguistics and memory. They began to talk. Slowly, haltingly, but they talked. She told him of her people, the Kaelari, explorers, archivists, not warriors. Her crash had been due to a sudden gravity spike in the planet's atmosphere. She wasn't meant to land at all. He told her of Earth, of his life, of loss. She listened, sadness echoing in her large eyes. "You are like me," she said one night, pointing to her own chest. "Alone." "Yeah," he said softly. "Guess I am." Scene 6. Growing storm. The peace didn't last. Scans revealed another ship entering orbit. Not Kaelari. Not human. Pirates, most likely. Scavengers known to hunt crashed vessels for tech and captives. Kaelari's eyes widened when she saw the scan. "Zarnik hunters," she whispered. "They kill or take." Ethan locked down the outpost. Armed the perimeter. He wasn't a soldier, but he could defend a home. "They'll come for you," he said. "For your tech. Maybe for you." Kaelari stood taller than she had in days. "Then we make them regret it." Scene 7. The battle. They came at night, 3 reptilian Zarnik raiders, wearing cloaked armor and wielding plasma blades. But Ethan and Kaelari were ready. Tripwires ignited. Turrets fired. Ethan took out one with a pulse grenade. Kaelari, nimble and precise, disabled another with a stun trap she cobbled from ship parts. The third nearly got Ethan. But Kaelari stepped between them, shouting something in her native tongue. Her voice was thunder. The Zarnik hesitated, and she struck him with a charge pulse to the chest. He dropped. Silence returned. Their hearts pounded. They were alive. Together. Scene 8. The decision. The storm cleared days later. Earth Command contacted Ethan, offering to extract both him and Kaelari for debrief and transport. The Kaelari fleet, too, had picked up Kaelari's signal and offered her safe return. She stood at the edge of the clearing, watching 2 ships descend from the sky, one from her people, one from his. Ethan approached, hands in his jacket. "Looks like this is it," he said. Kaelari turned to him. Her voice shook. "I do not want to go. Not yet." He blinked. "What?" "I was alone. Mud-covered. Afraid." She touched his arm gently. "You reached out. I will not forget that." "You don't have to stay," he said quietly. She smiled. "No. I want to." Scene 9. New beginning. Kaelari chose to delay her return, formally requesting an exchange program between her people and Earth. Ethan offered her a place at his side, officially as a cultural liaison, unofficially as a friend. Together, they explored more of Epsilon V, now as a team. They catalogued creatures, shared stories, even rebuilt the damaged sectors of her old ship. And sometimes, when the rain came again, Kaelari would stand at the window of the outpost, remembering that moment, when she was alone, afraid, and a stranger on a strange world. Until a human reached out his hand. And she took it.